এখানে আসুন এখানে আসুন না না এটা মাকে দিয়ে আসুন মা আপনি আসেন আসার আগে যদি লাগে তো মাকে দিয়ে দিন ক্যামেরা যদি সেট করতে হয় এরকম করে দিয়ে পেছন থেকে এটা আমাকে দিয়ে দিন এখন আমি এটা করছি আর কোনো নেটওয়ার্ক কিছু গোল ঘোরা কিছু অসুবিধা হলে আপনি এসে দেখুন Okay, good afternoon everybody. In today's meeting, we are going to do one very basic concept of class 11 trigonometry. The concept is that how to find the trigonometric ratio of any angle of any size. Okay, any angle of any size, how to find the trigonometric ratio. So that will be the topic in today's class. So in order to understand this topic, I have drawn one graph. You can see I have drawn one graph. So as you know that just like in any graph, this is the positive x-axis, this is the positive y-axis, negative x-axis and negative y-axis. Now up to class 10 you have studied standard angles. You are aware of the standard angles 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree. They are the standard angles. Now suppose you want to find sine, cos or tan of 60 degree. So I have drawn one right angle triangle. So in this right angle triangle the base angle is 60. The base is positive, it's on the positive x-axis. Then the perpendicular is positive and the hypotenuse by default we always take it as positive. So positive x-axis, positive y-axis, hypotenuse by default it's always positive. So if I ask you what is sine, cos and tan of 60 degree. Suppose if I ask you what is sine of 60 degree, cos of 60 degree, tan of 60 degree. Suppose if I ask the question, then the answer you already know. This is root 3 by 2, this is 1 by 2 and this is root 3. So that you already know. Sine 60 is root 3 by 2, cos 60 is 1 by 2, tan 60 is root 3 and it is in this area. So all of them will be plus. Because it is in this area, so all three of them will have a plus sign. They are all plus. This you already know. This you already know. Sine 60, cos 60, tan 60, this you already know. Now suppose I want to find sine cos tan of 120 degree. Suppose I am interested in finding out the sine cos and tan of 120 degree. So you will have to trace 120 degree. So start from the positive x-axis, you trace 120 degree. Now the convention is that once you have traced out the angle, in that quadrant actually 0 to 90 is called quadrant 1, 90 to 180 is called quadrant 2, then 180 to 270 is called quadrant 3 and 270 to 360 is called quadrant 4. So once you have traced 120 degree, so in that quadrant you complete the right angle triangle. Like you have traced 120 degree, now you complete the right angle triangle in this quadrant. So this base angle will be 60 and the base will be on the negative x-axis, so negative. This is positive. Hypotenuse by convention it is always positive. So in case of sine 120, cos 120 and tan 120. Okay, in case of sine 120 degree, cos 120 degree, tan 120 degree, the value will be the same as sine 60, cos 60 because the base angle is 60. So the value will be same as sine 60, cos 60, tan 60. But the base is negative and you know that the cos and tan depends on the base. The perpendicular is positive, hypotenuse is positive. So sine will be positive. but the base is negative, so cos will be negative, and again because the base is negative, so tan will be negative. So this is how we can find the sine, cos and tan of any angle of any size by establishing a relation of that angle with a standard acute angle and by identifying the quadrant. So 120 degree is related to the standard angle 60 degree and it is in the second quadrant. So by using these two informations, we can say sine 120, cos 120, tan 120. Now, suppose if I trace 240 degree. So this is 240 degrees. So now I am tracing 240 degree. So when I am tracing 240 degree, the acute angle which I am getting in the third quadrant is 60 again. But the base is negative, perpendicular is negative, hypotenuse is positive. But these two are negative. So as a result, when I am doing the calculation, so sine, you have to say 240 degree, cos 240 degree, tan 240 degree, okay? Because you have traced 240 degree, so sine 240 degree, cos 240 degree, tan 240 degree, and you can see that the base and perpendicular both are negative, so sine will be negative, cos will be negative, but this time tan will be positive because tan is perpendicular by base and perpendicular base both are negative. So sine will be negative, cos will be negative, but tan will be positive. And finally, suppose if I trace 300 degree, suppose if I trace 300 degree, so sine 300 degree, cos 300 degree, tan 300 degree, and the acute angle I am getting in the fourth quadrant is 60 degree. Base is positive, perpendicular negative, hypotenuse positive. So sine 300 degree, the perpendicular is negative, hypotenuse is positive, so it will be negative. Cos 300 degree, base is positive, hypotenuse is positive, so it will be positive. Tan 300 degree is perpendicular by base, so it will be negative, so minus root 3. So in this way, we can find sine, cos, tan of any angle of any size. But for doing that, we have to first of all establish a relation between that angle and a standard angle. So in this case, we established a relation of 120, 240, 300 that they are all related to 60. And secondly, by identifying the quadrant. If we do that, then we can find sine, cos, tan of any angle of any size. But you must be able to relate it to a standard angle and you must be able to identify the quadrant. Now, you will notice that when we were doing these measurements or these calculations, we were starting from positive x-axis and going anti-clockwise. For all these measurements, the starting point was the x-axis and then we went anti-clockwise for all of these measurements. Now suppose if a person says that I will go clockwise, then what will happen? So suppose if a person says that I am going to trace an angle of minus 60 degree. So that means you will have to do the tracing clockwise. So over here the tracing was done anti-clockwise and that is why the angles are all positive. If you do the tracing clockwise, then the angle will be negative. So this is minus 60, this is minus 315 over there. So after that what do you do? Well, nothing, the rule is the same. So here positive, negative, positive, here positive, positive, positive. So you want to find sine minus 60 degree, cos minus 60 degree and tan minus 60 degree. So you want to find sine of minus 60 degree, cos of minus 60 degree and tan of minus 60 degree. So all of them will be related to 60 degree. So this will be root 3 by 2, this will be half and this will be root 3. And when you say sine of minus 60 degree, then this is negative, this is positive, so answer will be negative. When you say cos of minus 60 degree, this is positive, this is positive, so answer will be positive. When you say tan of minus 60 degree, positive, negative, so this will be negative. So once again, if the measurement is done clockwise, the angle will be considered negative, but you have to do the same thing. You have to relate it to a standard angle, you have to identify the quadrant. That part remains the same. Similarly, let's look at this one. So suppose you want to find sine minus 315 degree. So minus 315 degree will be in the first quadrant. So and the corresponding angle over here will be 45 degree. So the answer will be the same as sine 45. And over here perpendicular base both are plus, so plus 1 by root 2. Cos minus 315 degree. So this time also it will be plus 1 by root 2 because it is corresponding to 45 degree and perpendicular base both are plus. And tan minus 315 degree, this will be 1. So if the measurement is done clockwise, the angle will be negative. If the measurement is done anti-clockwise, the angle will be positive. You will have to relate the angle to some standard angle and you will have to identify the quadrant. After that, using this method, you can calculate the sine, cos or tan. So that completes our session for today. I am giving you some homework. Okay, so these are the 6 homework questions for today. Okay, these are the 6 homework questions for today. Sine 210 degree, cos 330 degree, tan 135 degree, sine 270 degree, cos 180 degree and tan 300 degree. Okay, these are the 6 homework questions, right? Sine 210 degree, cos 330 degree, tan 135 degree, sine 270 degree, cos 180 degree and tan 300 degrees. So these are the 6 homework questions and the next session will be on Monday. Tomorrow there won't be any session. So you can submit the homework before 9 p.m. of Monday, right? So I'll end the session. Thank you. I'll end the session. Bye all of you.